Welcome to the pre-market show. We have some really breaking news coming out any minute. We're going to be covering quite a lot of things. Also doing the prize giveaway a little bit earlier. We'll close off entries early, so make sure you get your entries in. My name is Mandela, and we have a jam-packed show. Let's get over to the show. All right, breaking news coming out right now.
214k, 214k. That's higher than forecast. 210k. Continued claims at 1.821 million, 1.821 million, which is higher than forecast. 1.816 million. The Chicago National Activity Index at minus 0.2, which is lower than forecast. Minus 0.13. For Canada, their PPI month over month at 2.4%, higher than forecast. 1.85%. The RMPI for the month at 12%. That's 12%, higher than forecast. 9.4%. PPI year over year rising to 7.8% from 5.4%.
All right, you heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen. We have some breaking news courtesy of the terminal provided by Macro Markets Group. So the data that we've just gotten out of the US, I guess the main data, if we can look at some of the headlines here, but the main data that we just got a moment ago, it's going to be talked about probably in most of the news sources that we follow, and we like to try and keep our fingers on the pulse. That's what we do. So welcome one and all to the pre-market show. We will be giving away an account for 5,000 buckaroos to one lucky winner, but we're going to do it a little bit differently today. So up on the top left, the right of the screen, top right of the screen, you should see a timer. And then on the top left of the screen, you should see a prize giveaway QR code. So what's going to happen today is you're going to have 5 minutes to get your entries in. Only allowed one entry per person, as always. Also, make sure if you have some family or some friends that may be interested in today's prize giveaway, let them know that they can join. And we'll do the draw in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's 4:20 left to join the prize giveaway, and you'll receive a notice in about 3 minutes time. We'll give you the final countdown. So jam-packed show today. We got some earnings news to look at. We're going to be covering quite a few different topics today. So the lineup of events, we talked a bit about the US jobless claims. That's already happened. We also have things like chatting charts. So we're looking at some charts. Also take a quick intermission break. And then we'll cover earnings. Earnings season is heating up, and we've had Netflix earnings were a little bit mixed, I would say. A little bit mixed. So we'll cover earnings in a little bit. And then we'll finish off with the actual giveaway. So please make yourself comfortable. Make yourself a nice hot beverage. And let's get ready to rumble. All right, I'm going to pull up. Here we go. Okay, so the data that we just got out of the US a few minutes ago was the unemployment claims coming in at 214,000 compared to the expected 211,000. So a little bit worse than expected. More unemployment is usually a bad thing. Let's see if markets actually reacted to that, because our focus is what is the reaction? What is the reaction based off of that? So not really much happening. We got top left is our favorite, the S&P futures. Bottom left, NASDAQ futures. Bottom right, light sweet crude oil. And then top right, our crypto lovers will know Bitcoin very, very well. So very muted reaction initially. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on the movements. So let's see who's in the office today. Looks like we have Faisal. Faisal, very, 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 very privileged and honored to have you joining us today. So we'll let's see if we can fix up the QR code. Let's do that again. So QR code. Thank you for letting us know. We'll do a little switcheroo. Okay, and let us know if this works instead. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, now I'll give that a go. So the QR code to the top left of the screen, you have 1 minute left. Actually, I'll extend it for a few minutes because the QR code was working. It's actually also in the live chat. So if you had any issues obtaining it, we'll give you another 2 minutes on the clock. But we will cut off all entries to the prize giveaway in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds or so. So let's look at first things first. So we know the situation in the US and the Middle East has been continuing. We called this Trump extends ceasefire, and I think it's been termed that he's extending it indefinitely. So not sure exactly what that means, but always kind of keeping our ears to the ground for any announcements coming out of the White House, in particular out of Trump's Truth Social account. We do feel as though now more than ever we have to be in tune with the news that's coming out, especially how fast and how furious it has been the last few months. Let's get over to the charts. I think it's time for Chad and Charts. Chad and Charts is one of my favorite segments. And for those of you who are new to the show, welcome. Welcome one and all to our pre-market show. Make sure to smash the likes. We're going to actually start doing a minimum quota on the number of likes that we have. So please make sure if you are watching us live, you're going to have to get the likes up, whether you call your auntie, your grandmother, your cousin, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-best friend. We're going to have to get the likes up. So let's see if we can get the likes up. Also, in the office today, we have Moise saying the first comment. So you're able to get the first comment, Moise, over there, looking at the New York session. Which pair do we trade? We look at mainly the US 500, so AKA the S&P, the S&P 500. Will everybody win the giveaway? No, Joseph. Good question, but no. One person will win the prize giveaway today. We have Bayuliko, who's also here in the office. Ivan, welcome. And make sure that you have entered. My FX Note is also with us. Son of Wall Street says blessings. So right back at you. And then Khalifa's also here with us today. So make sure that you have entered. We're running out of time here for the prize giveaway. And we're going to cut off the prize giveaway because we want to focus on the charts and look at the markets, see what markets are doing today. All right, let's bring up a chart of oil. I think oil is probably one of the best things to start with right now because it's the one thing that continues to go up. Between that and U.S. equities, oil is definitely stealing the headlines each and every day. So this is a chart of the oil futures. So we zoom that out a bit. So we've been as high as 114 on the light crude contract. We've come down quite a bit, but we're still off the lows. So the lows that we hit back in sort of last week were around 78. And we're starting to kind of meander or dance around the 90 range. So we'll probably see the continuation of the inverse relationship between the price of oil and U.S. equities. And when I say U.S. equities, we're talking NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Dow. So as those go up, usually oil will go down, and inversely, when those go down, oil will usually go up. All right, now it's time. It's time to do the prize giveaway. We weren't joking around. We really were not joking around. Let's refresh this. How do I do that? Okay, there we go. So we got 7 entries so far. So thank you very much to everybody who has entered. And we are going to, there we go. There we go. So we'll take all the entries that were made and put it in for, we'll do a 20-minute race. Here we go. Okay, so we'll do a 15-minute race. Here we go. And we'll come back and see how they're doing. I believe that's 15. No, that's not 15 minutes. Let's do 1 5 0 0. Yeah, that's 15 minutes. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's put everybody's name in there. So we're gonna use your YouTube names. Here we go. So in the entry in time, we have Hats1, Son of Wall Street, Faisal, MyFX Note, Isildur, Traveler, Jackie Kumar, and Khalifa. And I guess to make it fair, let's just put an @ there, just so that they look all uniform. All right. So we're going to start the race now, and then we'll come back to it later. So all the best to everybody who has entered. I'm going to turn this down so that I don't get sounds in my head. All right, all the best, everybody. May the best person win. Here we go. Also, let's get the likes up. I'd like to see the likes around the lucky number. Let's say lucky number 7. If we can get the likes at lucky number 7. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back in a little bit. Looks like my FX Note is out in the lead, taking the lead early on. But luck can change in the next 14 minutes. So we'll come back to that. All right, let's have a look at some of the charts. So we talked a little bit about the oil story. Last year, nobody loved oil. Oil was the most hated asset class. Energy was the most hated asset class of 2025. Look at that. This was 2025 right here. And I mean, I think you would agree, from January last year to December of last year, December's coming in somewhere here, pretty much stuck between 69 and 46. Just playing a bit of ping pong off of the highs and the lows. But really started to heat up in the lead up to the Middle East conflict, and what we've seen is pretty much a run into what we're looking at here, which is light crude futures. So for anybody, if anybody does trade the oil contracts, it's been very volatile, and you have to be extremely conscious of your risk management. I think there's still potential here that we could make a new sort of local high if we zoom out even further. Here we go. Let's go to the monthly here. So we have been higher in the past, obviously. So, I mean, those who think that this is over, I think that's premature in my opinion. But what I will say is we're going to be watching it very, very closely. Yeah. All right, above my head now, asking everybody to please join our trading community. We have a trading community where we share our thoughts and our trades, our insights, our research. If you're interested in checking it out, just click or select the QR code in the top left. It's also available in the description, and you can be a member of the Investing Galaxy. Please feel free to join. We'd really love to have you. Tomorrow's show is going to be a very, very special guest by the name of Alex Lera. She is outperforming the boys. She is outperforming the boys. We actually had Alex on before. She was in episode 14 of the Investing Blueprint, and that particular episode had over 100,000 views. So we thought, nice time to bring Alex back, see how she's doing. She is a gold trader, and she uses gold to create a consistent income. So we'll be picking her brains tomorrow. If you'd like to ask Alex any questions, make sure that you join same time, same place tomorrow. It will be a different link, but same place tomorrow. And we will be having the privilege to interview none other than Alex Lera. So you don't want to miss that interview tomorrow. We'll give you a reminder later. Make sure that you're able to join us speaking to Alex. Okay, so we'll go back to the chat and charts, because there are a few things that I wanted to kind of cover here. So one is the fact that we've seen the stock market outperform massively. We've seen S&P 500, we've seen NASDAQ, and we've seen the Russell and the Dow all outperform tremendously. So this is the S&P futures contract. Let's go to, okay, here we go. So if we just kind of look at this from March 30th, we've gone pretty much straight up here, and we're seeing what are all-time highs. So S&P 500, let's do a daily chart. So S&P 500 is at an all-time high. If you don't believe me, we'll zoom out even further. So never in the history of the S&P 500 have we ever been above where we are yesterday, or where we closed yesterday, I should say. So all-time highs tells me that's information that investors, traders are willing to put their capital into the S&P 500. Similarly, NASDAQ, all-time highs as well. All-time highest close yesterday as well. Now, if we conversely look at something like, let's compare it to something like, let's go to gold. Gold is very much off of all-time highs. So if we compare, if gold was moving as stock indexes were moving, gold would be up here. We would be somewhere above 5,700 right now, but that's not the case. So not performing the same. Same with a silver. Silver would be here. If we were above all-time highs, like we are in the indexes, silver would be above 122, 123. It is not. Bitcoin. I think you get the idea. Bitcoin, let's do a clean one. This one's better. Okay, so clean Bitcoin here, all-time highs, we would be here, above here. So that's about 130,000 on Bitcoin. Instead, we're half that, more than half that, just about half that. So we're comparing all-time highs to where we are now. If we were looking at the performance of the S&P, the performance of the indexes, we should be here. Instead, we are here. So this tells me that the place you want to be is in equities until it's proven otherwise. I've had a lot of people who have told me that they want to short this market. They don't like the rally. It's a hated rally. It doesn't make sense. The war's not over. Why do we keep going up every single day? And my answer to them is, yeah, you can be bearish. We talk about this all the time. You can be bearish, but it doesn't mean that you have to have a position on that is losing money. So until the price action confirms that we're moving lower, that we're trending lower, then you don't want to fight this. This is the last 3 weeks. This is a painful experience for any bears, anybody who is shorting this. Yes, in between there were a few days, not really, actually, a few minutes where we dipped, but these are all green days. We had a little red moment there. This was the previous all-time high here, and now we're sitting pretty above that. So for today, I think my main focus is, do we get back to what would have been the previous all-time high? I have it on this chart a little bit better. So let's zoom. Yeah, that's fine. So this was the previous all-time high was here, and we're just looking at the S&P, similar to the NASDAQ, but I already have the lines written out for the S&P. So we ripped through to a new all-time high here. And now my question is, do we continue to chug higher, hitting the all-time highs that we hit on Friday, gone? Or do we maybe potentially retest the all-time highs again? So do something like this. So we've broken through already. Maybe we come back, we retest the all-time highs here, and then go again to the upside. That's a very likely scenario, but it would require us to move down back towards that 7,000 round number, which happened to be the all-time high from January of 2026. So that's what we're looking at. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a minute. We're just going to have a quick word from our sponsors. And on the backside of that, actually, let's have a quick look at the race. Can't forget the race still going on here. So in first now, Faisal's taking the lead. Strawberry duck, Faisal. No disrespect. I do like strawberries, but I do have a friend who's allergic to strawberries. So swapping leads with Hats. Hats is kind of just losing the lead to Jackie Kumar. So we got just over 5 minutes left on the race. Thanks to everybody who joined our competition. Reminder, the winner of this competition will receive a $5,000 account courtesy of our sponsors. Our sponsors for today are City Traders Imperium, funding traders since 2018. All right, so we'll be back in just a bit, and we'll kind of cover a little bit on the earnings front, what's been happening with earnings, looking at what happened last night with Netflix, and then what are we trading today? That's the question. I'm getting a few questions about what are we trading today. So we'll be back right after this. We're back, and still seeing Hats 1 is number 1 and in first place. So we'll set a timer. Let's do a little timer up the top so we can come back to that as well, and look at the final sort of run up to the end of the duck race. Once again, thank you to everybody who has joined the prize giveaway. So what we're doing from now on, we're going to be closing all entries in the first 5 minutes of the show to ensure that those who are prompt and on time are able to benefit from being prompt and on time. Okay, so let's pop the music back on. Let's go with this. Okay, so first things first, we're going to pull up a chart of Netflix. So Netflix reported earnings last night after the close. The initial move was higher, and then all of a sudden, sorry, not Netflix. What am I talking about? Tesla. Surprisingly, that Netflix is up though. Tesla, here we go. Netflix was last week. Tesla, so the initial move was higher. So I think earnings-wise, the numbers look good. And then as soon as Mr. Elon Musk decided to begin the conference call, we saw a plateau and then a reversal. And this is where we're sitting now. So down just about 3% on pre-market trading. So earnings is something that you have to be extremely careful with. We decided not to trade earnings for many reasons. The expected move based on options pricing was around 6%. And sorry, it was 5%. And it was below our 6% threshold. So we decided to let it pass, not to trade it. I know a few people do invest in Tesla. That's a completely different story. But from a trading perspective, we decided not to trade it. And we're glad that we did not trade it. It ended up moving lower here, and I think it was basically off of from what I've seen. I wasn't actually on the conference call, but the message was they're spending a lot on AI, and so I think it was 25 billion on the AI and the robotics. So investors not really liking that, and as a result, they decided to kind of sell their positions in Tesla, at least at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see how things shake out at the open. Still got about 25 minutes or so until US markets open, and maybe this is a buy the dip moment, a little bit of overreaction perhaps, but we will have to wait and see. Okay, so we're gonna stop the clock because we have about 50 seconds or so left. So this is the final countdown for our winner. Let's see who the winner is going to be. This is for the $5,000 account, courtesy of City Traders Imperium. We have Isildur out front by a nose, by a carrot maybe, is probably more accurate. Khalifa's trying to give a little bit of push. Let's see who has some more gas in the tank. Let's see. It's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be kind of close here. Son of Wall Street. Looks like Son of Wall Street really wants it badly. We got this is the final stretch here. Let's see if Son of Wall Street can keep ahead. And the winner of the $5,000 account looks like it's MyFX Note. Congratulations, MyFX Note. Very, very, very well done. I think you really did a great job. You did a great job. And thank you very much to everybody who has entered and who did participate in the duck race. From now on, that's going to be the way that we do it. So MyFX Note, congratulations. And you will be receiving that $5,000 account courtesy of City Traders Imperium. Okay, looks like we have RDM also with us. So hello, RDM. Welcome. Welcome to our pre-market show. Nice to have you on board. Any questions before we finish off? Looks like people congratulating MyFX Note for winning. What was the question here? Yeah, not sure. So it looks like Joseph has a question here. Let's see. There's only the people. So Joseph, let me answer this question because I can understand your confusion here. So we've changed the format of the prize giveaway. In order to enter, you have to do so in the first 5 minutes of every show. So we'll send the link out. First 5 minutes, you have to fill out the form. If you get it in within the first 5 minutes, then you'll be entered to win the account. Okay, let's see what else is going on. So there are some earnings announcements that are coming out in the coming days, and what I'm gonna do is I'll pull up the earnings calendar. Here we go. Okay. So earnings calendar, let's go here. So for anybody who is playing along at home, if you are interested in how to trade earnings, or you want to get some more information on earnings and how to actually trade earnings, one way to do that is to go onto the X account of an account called Earnings Whisperer. So we go to Earnings Whispers. And every week they're gonna give us the calendar of the earnings accounts that we wanna be aware of. So these are usually the biggest market cap companies that are planning to announce earnings for the upcoming week. It just popped a link for our masterclass event. Anybody interested in joining the masterclass event? It's gonna be taking place in 2 weeks on May 2nd. At the Radisson in London. So if you'd like to attend the Radisson Blu Hotel, please scan that QR code, or you could also have a look in the description to this video. So earnings for this week, we had Tesla yesterday, so that one kind of initially was seen positively and then ended up being a little bit of an anticlimax. ServiceNow was beat up big time, down more than 9% in pre-market after earnings. So the one that we're looking at for tonight, being Thursday after the close, is INTC. We'll have a look at INTC. So there's a few things that we normally look at when trading earnings. The first thing is, what has that company done, or how has that stock performed in the previous earnings sessions, the previous earnings announcements? So has it not moved at all? Has it moved a lot? We want to see companies that have moved quite a lot during their earnings announcements. The next thing that we look for is we want to know how options traders are pricing the move for that particular earnings. So for example, if we take Intel, which is announcing earnings today, we want to look at what is the earnings market, what is the options market expecting to happen with Intel. So we'll have a look at, basically we'll look at what has happened over the last 4 earnings, and then we'll have a look at what the earnings pricing is telling us. And that was the reason we didn't go for Tesla. So if we have a look here, so this was Tesla. This is the report that we look at. It was expected to move 5.1%, which is, it didn't even get there. It did not get there. It's still only moved 3%. I think it moved 3% to the upside, and now it's 3% to the downside. What's the average move over the last 4 earnings announcements? That was okay, 8%. And then we looked at the previous 4 earnings days. So after earnings in January, it moved down 3.5%. October's earnings was up 2.3. July earnings down 8.2. And then April's earnings was up 5.4. We decided to nix it, not to go for it, because the expected move was only 5%, and we felt like the risk to reward was not really there. So we'll be posting in the groups, letting everybody know what we're looking at for today. We do have Intel on the list of things to trade for today. We're also going to be, of course, looking at the S&P 500. So we talked about that. I think, do we make a new all-time high above 7,137? That's possible. Or do we come back down and maybe have a look again at the previous all-time high? That's possible. There's 2 lines here. This was the all-time high hit in during regular trading hours. And then this was the all-time high that was hit outside of regular trading hours. So we can come back down. Maybe that's not today, but just remember that Thursdays are usually the largest volume days. So whether we move higher or lower today, we'll probably be trading either way. Our live trading session is going to be today as well. So before we finish off, if you're interested in joining our live trading session, please feel free to reach out. We're going to be trading in just about 25 minutes, 26 minutes from now. We'll trade the New York Open. And yeah, we tend to trade most days, but if you would like to kind of join us in this trading journey, we're always happy to have new members, and we'll welcome you with open arms. So if you would like to watch us, actually I'm going to finish up now so I can get ready for the live trading session, which is going to be in less than 30 minutes. We'll trade the New York Open. You can see what we think, see what we do, see us take a trade live on air. That's what it's about. All right. I think that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching us live and direct. We appreciate you all the same. So in the live chat, we had Faisal. Faisal was with us today, and also RDM was also here in the Signature FX group. And then let's have a look at the the City Traders Imperium, because we need to give the City Traders Imperium some love as well. So yeah, we need to get the likes up. That's my only concern. I got a message from HR today. HR said the likes are not acceptable. The likes are not acceptable. We need to get more likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, this is your last warning. In order for us to continue doing the prizes, we're gonna need you to all smash the like button. Okay, so here we go. This is the City Traders, and we have, starting from top, Son of Wall Street, MyFX Note, who won the prize giveaway, Khalifa. We also have Traveler, who is probably traveling. Joseph, we did answer that question, so you need to make sure that you're prompt and on time, because we close all entries to the prize giveaway in the first 5 minutes of the show going forward. Starboy is back. Haven't seen Starboy in a long time, so yeah, Starboy, you gotta get on time, man. You can't just be showing up late. All the people that come on time are going to be penalized for that. So looking forward to have you back again, Starboy. Really good to see you joining us. Looks like we also have quite a few comments here from Joseph and the crew. And then Risky came as well. Risky. Also giving us some fire. And then Musi Wethu as well. Thank you very much for joining us today. Yeah, no problem. You're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome, RDM. Looks like I have a question here from Faisal. What is the link to join the live trading session? So reach out to us. If you can reach out to us, I will share the link with you. Actually, what we'll do for today only, we're going to leave the live trading link on the homepage. So if you go to our homepage, click our channel, and then you should see at the top live streams. So it should be there. We'll do that for you. Thanks for asking. 112 Raw, keeping it up. Thank you very much. I intend to. Thank you for your positive energy. It's not easy. But we've run over on time. So 3 announcements from Tesla. Yeah, we did. We covered Tesla. We definitely covered Tesla. Thank you, Jalen. Jalen was on the show actually last week this time. If you haven't watched it already, take a look at Jalen's interview. He was actually right here with us talking about his trading journey. So yeah, we did talk about Tesla, Jalen. It is not looking that great. So it's a bit of buy the rumor, sell the news, which is a classic sort of setup. Happens all the time. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Like I said, HR announcement. So we have been told very strictly by our HR team, number 1, prize giveaways get cut off 5 minutes into the show, no more entries. So if you're late, you lose out. Number 2, we also want to make sure everybody is aware that we are here to help. So please feel free to reach out to us. If you reach out to us, then we'll respond to you. We read all of your comments. We look at all of your feedback that you provide us, whether it's on the forum or whether it's during the live show or after the show in the comment sections. We really value your opinions and your concerns and your thoughts. So from all of us here at City Traders Imperium, I want to wish you all a wonderful day, a profitable day. And no matter what you do today, happy trading.